Um, but I think it applies directly, and I think Tai Chi is specifically geared towards nervous system issues better than other exercises because when we're focusing on soft, and then still moving while soft, from my way of thinking of it, that's us really working at the neural network level, at the nervous system level. So we'll get to business here. Find your comfortable chair, and let me mute everybody. So sitting at the front edge of your chair, hands comfortably on the thighs. So every little module of our practice is a snack size practice that if, I think the best use for you all would be to regularly for just 2 minutes at a time or 5 minutes at a time, just see if you can add this first thing that we're doing into your life. So you wake up in the morning, you make your little tea, your coffee. Eventually you get to a place where you're sitting. Come to that front edge of your chair, hands comfortably and soft, right? So we're not holding our body, we're not grabbing our legs, everything's loose. But we do have to attend to vertical pillar, vertical upright, central upright, known as zhongjung. Once you have zhongjung, then you practice chun one, which means soften everything, release everything that can be released, and let that be the mode by which you find stability. So softening into stability, chun one. Sounds easy. It is not easy because we hold. That's our natural reaction. Another level. So how do we practice chun one? Breathing gives us a direct way to sort of trick the body into relaxing. So take your next inhale, long and smooth. Hold that full state. Out the mouth like a sigh. Softening, relaxing. When you're ready, you inhale through the nose. That holding is sort of like a gathering, a reaching of a peak of, you could say, tension or expansion. And then that exhale can be the vehicle of softening. Relax. All the way empty. Soft. Let's do that a few more times. The practice of when you exhale and soften, to not slouch, but just soften. Because a lot of times people exhale and they slouch. So try to not slouch and yet soften. Let's do that just 4 more times with the breath. Zhongjung and chun one. Again, this is your snack size practice at home. To be done 3-4 times a day for 2 minutes. It's a calibration practice. Training of attentiveness on a specific idea of central upright, releasing that which can be released. And Zhongjung plus chun one equals Qing Ling, which means light nimble, agile, movable. So if we have tension in the body, we are not light, agile, nimble, or movable. We can move, but it's clumsy. And then when Parkinson's kicks in, you can't move, right? You get frozen. But I've watched it over and over with people as they are stuck. And then if they can just relax, all of a sudden the movement is there. The ability to move is there. So keeping that softness and using the Qingling quality, slide the hands back. So this would be your second snack size exercise. Slide hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, arch. And then slide hands forward, past the knees, hollow the chest, drop the head. So this little three-part exercise, this is the first part, the arching and rounding. Inhale as you arch, exhale as you round. You're training the experience of moving all the parts, moving all the movable parts, using that soft Qingling quality, light, easy. Trying to get an experience of, oh, that's easy to move like this, and easy to move like that. And if you can sense even just a little bit of that, cue in on that quality of easy and gliding and sliding. Really feel that. Now do that same thing with the second of these three. Rotation, left hand forward, right hand and elbow back, turn. And then just switch, right hand forward, left hand and elbow back, turn. Switch. Turn. Switch. Turn. Cue in on the feeling that it's easy. You're not trying to turn to the farthest possible turn that you can force. Instead, you're prioritizing a qualitative of soft, easy, be thorough. And then back to the middle and settle. Arms hang. So hopefully now we're kind of shedding layers of tension. And then we just lean sideways. Lift your left wrist, left foot as you reach right hand down. And then just lazily shift, leisurely, leaning. A Taoist loses something every day. That's one of the Taoist sayings. This idea that we're not here to add something. We're here to lose something, to dissolve something, to release something. And that something is the tension and rigidity and stiffness and immobility, the stuckness. And then we settle back to the middle and go right into our shoulders. So that would be second little snack size exercise. And then you can just get up and move about your day, or you go into this next bit, the shoulder blades. Shoulders forward, up, back, down, under, forward and up, over, back, under, or down, under. So we're unpacking the various regions on this map. It's another Taoist philosophical idea. They have a lot of art, beautiful artwork of the human body as like a nation, a big, realm with different, waterfalls here and valleys over here. And we are trying to irrigate and clear every area. Reverse, come back and up, over, top, forward, and down. Back, up, over, top, forward, down. So Harlan, watch me. Harlan, take a look at me. So you're going like this. You're doing something with your arms like this. Watch what I'm doing. Shoulders, 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 shoulders. So yes, the arms, very good. That's correct. That's correct. So yes, the arms end up moving through space, but it's got to come from this region. So we're going back, up, forward, down. And down. Bend your elbows, bring your hands up in front. Elbows flare out. Hands are loose. Elbows and shoulders are loose. Can you go a little higher? And then just soft, 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 soft. Down. And then around in front, squeeze. Touch the elbows together if you can. And then down. Out and up. Loose, loose. Everything loose as can be. Down. Around in front, squeeze. Down. Elbows back. Straight back. Elbows down. As they go down, the hands end up here. As elbows go forward, the hands end up on the shoulder. This is often as far as some folks can go. Eventually, you want to be able to go all the way there. And then forward, down, back. Let's do that one more time. Down, forward, up, and forward. Now, elbows out, just slide them across. The one underneath has to go under the armpit. Hug your own body, crawl your hands around, and hug, and see if you can get this feeling of closing. So it's very important. This center line of the body, for a lot of people, gets squared and stuck. And so then they're here and they can't quite get further. And it's hollowing the chest that allows you that next layer. And that opens the back. And then let's open all the way out to the side, holding here for a moment, and feel all that space you just folded and closed. Now it's open. Feel that open quality. And then let's go other arm underneath. Cross. Let this closing, hollowing happen. Hug your own torso. And then open. Elbows down, arms down. Scoot a little bit back on your chair so you feel very stable. Let's just do the legs here. Hip hinge, lift, and draw the heel up and in like you're loading that leg, getting ready to push or kick something. Push away, reload, set the foot down, other leg load, push away, reload, down. Again, load, push, load, down. Other leg, load, push, load, down. Foot and ankle. Straighten your right leg out. Now we point, flex. Now we invert, tilt the foot in, tilt the foot out. Tilt, 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 tilt. Now circle. In, around, and out. In, around, and out. And out, around, and in. Out, around, and in. Other foot. Point, flex. Point, flex. One more. Point, flex. Then tilt in, out. In, out. Circle all the way around. Reverse circle all the way around. And down. Scoot forward. Step a little wider than hip distance. Lift your toes up, turning on the heels. Can't tell if you guys can see my feet from there. There we go. Internal, lift the toes, external. Internal, external. Internal, external. Back to neutral. Legs hip distance. Hip hinge. Bow forward. All the way forward. Sit vertical. All the way upright. Lean a little bit back from the hips. Just a little bit. Vertical. Forward. Vertical. Back. Now, hang your arms. Both arms swing forward a bit, and then just drop them and swing them back so they end up a little behind you, and then drop them and swing them up. Swing, swing. So there's a lot more room in front of us. That's another Taoist understanding of the body. They say make it clear to yourself that in front is the playground, and there's just this little bit of room in the back that we want to explore. But we want to make sure our front can open and close, lift and lower, extend and fold. And relax. Now, right arm forward, left arm swings a little back, and then we drop and switch. Switch, switch, switch. Let this turn your body a little bit, which is different than turn your body. It's saying let this turn your body. Let the loose quality show you where your middle pivot is. You just have a soft awareness of, okay, there's my middle pivot, generally, and then settle. Now, the weight is mostly going through the chair to the floor. Your feet should be empty. So now, fast feet. Patter your feet. Let that stimulate the soles of your feet. And then stop that. Stay loose. Fold from hips. Shoulders are loose. Arms, shoulders, and head in front of your ankles. Pour your weight out of the chair, down through the legs to the earth, and then push through the earth. And just remember those three main principles. Zhong Zheng, central upright. Chun Wan, softening as your means of finding stability. So that's easier to do when we're sitting, but once we stand up, fear kicks in, concern, caution, all of that kicks in. So just stand for a moment and see if you can not rely on grabbing your arms behind you, holding your arms in, holding, drop all of it. And the fascinating feeling is when you drop that which is extra, you actually feel like you get a little taller. You get a little bit taller. You get a little more upright. Now keep that softness, and let's just do this portion of the movement. The butt goes back. The arms and shoulders hang in front. So notice all I did, a very simple movement, was from the hips. And then from the hips, just bring the hips forward and underneath you. And now that creates my vertical line. I didn't have to pull my arms and pull my head and do all this exercise effort. Fold at the hips. So just by disappearing your butt behind you and letting your shoulders and arms hang, right? You've done something. And then bring the hips underneath you and just let your arms hang naturally. Again, hips go back. This opens the space, the courtyard, to then fold the body up and find your chair with your buttocks. Then lean back. Now feel you've got empty feet again. And then pour your weight out of the chair down through so you don't have empty feet. Come all the way up. The same. And then we fold and sit can you do two more? Can you, while you're doing it, sense this idea that the weight is always in the ground? So whether I'm standing up and I'm using my feet to get to the ground, I'm still in my feet the whole way, and then eventually I'm using the chair, but the weight is still in the ground the whole time. So I'm never dangerously ungrounded if I'm doing it right. I'm just transferring my conduit to the ground. Now, don't sit in the chair, just squat. Sink down like there's something down here you got to grab, a pen or your glasses or something that fell, and then stand right back up, loose. Sink and rise. So this is the Tai Chi squat. Faster is not better. So soft, controlled, slow folding with the loose quality, and then back to standing vertical. So now we add to that Tai Chi squat, standing, right? So we're just standing loose. Where is the weight? The weight is in the ground. I'm using my feet to connect to it. Now if I lean a little bit forward, so I'm now not using my heels to connect, but I'm using the balls of my feet only, kind of the toes and the front of the foot. And then back to where I'm using the whole foot. And then this is where it can get a little dangerous, so be careful, but a little bit back so that you're only in the heels. So try to feel your weight going down to the earth through the heels, and the toes are a little light and empty. And then rock forward so that you're in the toes. And then back to middle. And then a little bit into the heel. So your chair is behind you in case of emergency. And we just want to get this lean and this lean. Yet we're cultivating our middle, because our middle is what's constant, whether I'm back in my heels or whether I'm forward in my toes, I'm still finding my middle. Now let's add to this. As you rock forward, remember that loose quality in the arms, right? Swing your arms a little bit forward. And notice forward is not up, it's forward. And then rock back and swing the arms a little bit back. And then rock and swing the arms forward. Rock, swing the arms back. Rock. This is a great exercise for finding the fluid body, finding this whole body connected that's moving together, but it's not held together by rigidity and stiffness. It's held together by this loose, open quality. A Taoist loses something every day, losing the grip and finding the loosening. Now, stay a little bit back in your heels. Turn your palms forward, opening this whole area, and levitate those arms out and up. Then tip into your toes a little bit, and just like water flooding to the tips of the fingers. And then rock to the heels and bring the hands in as if you're bringing something in the mouth, past the mouth, down the throat as you settle to the middle of your feet, hands settle to the belly button level. And then that little hip hinge that I was talking about earlier. And then we just Tai Chi squat all the way down and through, and then push through the earth and rise up. Ideally, we've sloughed off a layer of tension. Let's get another layer. So we're looser, hopefully. We rock back a little, we open, we stay loose, and we just levitate, opening. Rock forward and let the arms sweep around and reach out in front. Rock back. There's a sort of washing in, a settling down, and a flowing through as you let the hips go back. Sink. The whole front body folds and closes. The back body opens. And then we push through the earth. Rise. Hopefully another layer sloughed off. 3 more times. Let's do it. Rock. Open. Lift. Rock forward. Sweeping around. Sort of gathering, you could say. Rock back, washing in, and rock middle, settling to the middle. Then you hip hinge to open the courtyard space and right down. Push through the earth, rise up. 2 more. Rock. Rock. Settle. Through. 1. And wings. Turn your palms up. Fold over top. Settle. Middle embrace. The palms face in towards the belly button. Hands cross. Come down. Change your weight to your left leg. So now your right foot has an emptiness to it. Then change your weight to your right leg by letting that chun one happen. The weight goes down through. You experience the chingling, the mobility and lightness of this leg. And then change. Chun one through your left so that your right leg becomes free. And then you change. Now, as you change to your left leg, reach your left arm down further, right wrist up, floating like it's got a little marionette string tied to it. And then change. Weight goes down through the right leg, right arm reaching a little further, further, further as left wrist floats up, left foot is empty. And then change. Change again. It's called left-right yin-yang. One of the best exercises for finding the middle. And it really, especially when you do it right, you can get at all these little nooks and crannies through the back, shoulders, hips, neck. When you soften through the movement, rather than use force to create the movement. When you melt, and then you melt, melt. Now, whichever your high hand is, cast it forward. Low hand swings a little behind. That high hand stays far away, comes down. The low hand comes up like you're tickling your own armpit. And then now this one's the high hand, so it casts out as the other one's the low hand comes a little behind. It's called left and right wheel. Just try to go with it. Don't rush and don't panic. That's often what I notice with people as we're practicing something and then we change to something else. There's a moment of panic instead of just calmly try to keep it just simple. We're just oozing through the movements. Now, don't panic, but we're going to reverse the wheel. So just stay calm and then just reverse. So now that Low hand comes up and then back. The low hand goes out and up and comes back. Low hand out, up, back. So we're just casually, leisurely letting the body parts roll and loosen and glide and slide. Polishing out. And then again, don't panic. Your high hand is close to the body, flattens and presses straight down. As it's pressing down, this hand, like the empty side of a scale, just floats up. And then it just flattens as you press the other hand down. This one empties and floats up. And then flatten the high hand and press. The weight goes down through the leg of the hand that's pressing. And then we chain. And we chain. Left, right, pressing palm. Left, right, falling leaf. High hand, turn palm up. And now instead of pressing, it's like a leaf falling from a tree. This falls down as this one rises. Turn this high hand over and let it fall like a leaf as you let the weight change to the right leg, or whichever leg the falling hand is. And then fall, and fall. So Chun One, remember the importance of Chun One. All of this is helping us find that softening down, letting go of what's extra in the body so that we find the ground. Groundedness is what a lot of people do not have. And then as we age or we get illnesses and things like that, it really starts to become a problem. So we can't mask it. So we got to train this connect to the ground. Connect to the ground. Now both hands go down. Sweep out, up and over. Settle. Turn the palms to face the belly. Loose shoulders, loose elbows, loose wrists, loose hips even, loose knees, loose ankles. Eventually, that's how it can feel, is everything's loose and yet there's stability. Instead of how we usually look for stability, which is tight and hold. It's like, no need. Cross and come down. And swing those arms in front. 5 fingers touch. Open. Close. When you open, go to your right leg. Open. You go into your right leg. I go into my right leg. So it looks like we're doing opposite. And then close, go into your left leg. Open, go into your right leg. Close. Open. Inhaling while opening naturally starts to occur. Expansion, yang, consolidation, yin, rather than compression, right? Expansion, manifesting, opening, and then closing, but closing with an air of consolidation, which is a good thing, like saving, consolidating, something precious, right? Way open, let it reach its maximum so that when you come back, it's this satisfying return. Drop the hands below the diaphragm, open straight out to the sides, expansion. Go into your right leg. I'm going into my right leg. And then consolidation. Stay at this latitudinal line. Your hands, they stay right in this same line in space. It's called The middle basin, opening and closing middle basin. And again, the more sung, the more softness you use to move through these positions and thoroughness, the more you start to feel it's just such a satisfying, it's like a polishing, tenderizing, nourishing, healing experience to practice. Then drop the hands right in front of the groin area and open. Go into your right leg as you open. Left leg is closed. Just loose. Open. So Qigong versus Tai Chi. We're doing Qigong right now. Qigong is repetitive movements that are often sort of simple, not highly complicated, and their goal is to sort of awaken an underlying body mechanic, to train a certain quality. Last one here. Sort of like preparatory work, right? Okay, Shogun, wing, roll, fold. Settling, the ultimate consolidation. Letting all of the chi of the body just draw naturally, like water draws to a reservoir. It draws to our central battery, our middle. And then hands cross. Now Tai Chi. Forward and up. So we do our Tai Chi kind of like it's a Qigong, because we're repeating rather than doing a sequence of movements. But today we're going to learn a couple of sequences, okay? A couple like two-part moves, right? Or three-part or four-part, right? So here we are, we're rising. Now slide back and settle. And then exude forward. So let's do a couple of these exude forward movements. So we'll repeat this. Forward, this is known as G, expressing forward. And then the storing up to then again issue. Issue a G expression or a forward expression. And then this is that returning and storing. One more. G. Now, turn your palms to face each other. They come down, under, and we come up this unique path under the armpit, like you're going to tickle your own armpit. And the arms go out with wrists relaxed. And then at the full extension here, we change that position, and then that's called Lu, that coming down. So let's do that a couple of times. Come up this back path. Wrists are loose, forward, and then Lu. Again, one more. We come up this unique path. There's often a lot of junk in here in the shoulders. You might hear some crinkles and crackles as you soften your way through. And then we do one more of these guys, Pung, or rising energy. Sliding back like we did a moment ago. And now we do An, sinking, right? Like that pressing palm. Let's do a couple of those. Just rise up and then sink, loose. One more time, rising, and then An, sinking. And let's put that together in our sequence. So this is where it starts to become an interesting brain challenge, as well as all the other benefits. So we're going Pung, slide back and settle. Slide back and settle just a little bit. Then G, issuing forward. Turn your palms to face each other. Stay long as you come down, under, up that unique path, the one we just practiced a moment ago, out, Lu, this sweeping down, sliding back, And then we do pung to on. So pung, slide back and settle, and then on, down. And then we finish this with the Tai Chi squat. Sink and rise back up. And we do that again. And now what we add to this is the rocking and swaying, right? So let's do it together. And I'll turn a little sideways so you can see. First, rock a little forward, swing the arms a little bit forward. Rock back, the arms swing under and back. Rock forward, pung. Rock back, slide back and settle. Rock forward, chi. Keep the hands out long, turn palms to face each other as they go down, under, and back. We rock back, coming up the back side, then we rock forward. Flatten palms a little bit and sweep down, rocking back. And then pung to on, or rock forward, rising. Rock back, sliding. And settling, and then we get to the middle of neither rock forward or back as we on. And then we just soften everything, fold at the hips a little, and just let it go through. Anything stuck in the body, we just let it go out, down to the earth, and stand back up to vertical, ideally with less tension and more of an enlivened expression of the chi, or the life force of the body. Do it again. Rock forward a little, swing forward. Rock back a little, swing back. Rock forward, pung, or rising. Rock back, slide back, and settle. Rock forward, chi, all the way out. Now stay long, turn the palms to face each other, come down the far side of this circle, under. As you rock back, hands are coming up. As they float out, you rock forward. Then lu, rock back. Rock forward, pung. Rock back, slide back and settle, and then on. Right down through the middle, all the way down to the earth, and then sung, soft, loose, release everything. Right. Have a moment of nothing. Rock back, swing back. Rock forward, swing a little bit forward. Rock back, swing back. Pung to G. Rock forward, pung. Rock back, slide back and settle. So this is considered storing. To then issue. G. Turn the palms, release. This is all considered storing or preparing to issue. Lu, that's the issue. Then pung to on. This, in this context, is considered a storing and a preparing to then issue on. And then everything open, everything loose. Just sing. And rise. Let's do that twice more. Rock back, swing back. Forward, swing forward. Back, swing back. Pung to G. Pung. Rock back, slide back, and settle. And then we got to issue. G, which is forward. Turn the palms to face each other. They go long. Up the back, under armpits, and out. That's up, forward, and then rock back. Pung to an. An and sung. Soft, supple, and loose. We'll make that our last one, right? So now we're going to learn this other expression of those energies. So change your weight to your right leg, turn from your middle pivot a little to your right, and let your arms be swung over to this side. So now if you were to do pung, your arms would rise here. But if you do pung and shift and turn, right? You put those together, then there's this rising and coming up and over something, kind of like a wave, gets all the way to this corner. And then drop the hands and bring them underneath and over to your right side again. So everyone be over to your right side. Your left foot is empty. Your body is turned a little this way. Now, pung, rising as you shift and turn. So you sort of fling, you could say, the arms over here. And then just drop them down, let them come under and get back to this ready position. And then we pung, rise and go across. So one of the difficulties of Tai Chi practice is its sort of inexact precision. Like if I say, bend your elbow this many degrees, that's a very exact command. Whereas here, it's this rise like a wave and then let it finish to the corner and then let it drop. So this is pung. This is the same as this rising quality, but it's being translated through your body in a different way. And under. Now let's do lu in a different way. So now swing your arms under and come up to this corner again. And now take your left palm face up, right palm is facing down. And this is kind of a sliding diagonally across and ending up down here at the bottom. So let's swing back up to this corner. Come under and swing up. And then turn left palm up, right palm down, and guide, slide, down. And then be very loose as you swing under and you prepare or store. And then you issue. Lu, all the way across. Sorry. Lu. And then swing. Now, let's do pung to the other corner. So set up here. This is the stored position, right? We're stored because we've changed the weight to here. We've turned our mechanism this way, and our arms are kind of elongating here. They're ready to start to rise for pung as you shift turn and swing them across. And then just let them fall down so you're dropping anything that's extra out. Get all the way back to the starting position. And then we go rising, turning, pung, 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 pung. And then just loosen and drop it out of the body and return to the stored up, ready position over here. And then it's this. So, and another way to think of it that they've described is as if you have a big blanket and you're going to throw the blanket up over something. So make sure you're not swinging under to get there. It's got to have this up and over quality. And down. So this rise through the body. And then down. So that's the pung. One more. Like a wave. And then down and under. Now, lu. So we got to prepare to do the lu, right? So we first bring it up to this corner, and now we issue cross and down. And then we got to get back to the stored and ready position. So we come under and get up to here, and then it's lu. And then it's under and up. And make sure you let it finish. This is the most important part of the exercise. Down here, empty, empty. Because often we come across, right, we get some sort of action in the body, and then we're stuck in the body, and then you gotta let go. Gotta drop it. Gotta release it. Lou. Now, stay on your right leg, hands over to the right. Let's pung. So pung, rising, up, over, reach to this end of the position, and then turn your left palm and loo, back. So that's a little two-part move. Now we change sides, and we're going to do that to the other side. We go pung, rising, rolling it up and over, let it finish, 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 finish all the way to the corner. And then turn that right palm up, left palm down, loo, back, down, and across. And then let's change sides. Remember, this is very important to be loose. And then we're stored up and ready to go punging. Up, over, and loo. And then under. And pung. Throw that blanket. And then slide and glide and guide across. Couple more. Change. We're stored and ready to throw the blanket. Pung. Then we guide and slide, loo. Then we come under. And we're stored and ready to pung the other way. And then guide and slide. Once again, chain, pung, loo, chain, pung, loo, chain. Now, G. So hands are on your right side. Bring your left hand up. So let me be your mirror, like so. And bring your right hand on top. So if I turn this way, you can see one hand's on the front of a ball that's going that way. And this is on top. So in the feet, the weight's in this right leg. Have your left foot turn just a little bit out. So now we shift a little bit into this leg and exude or send the ball forward. And then bring the ball back. G, send the ball forward. Bring the ball back. So we're all stored up. You can feel this stored potential to then G, let it extend, extend, extend. And then, nice, come back and stores. And then we go exude. Now, exude, get to the end. From here, float the hands up. Bring the hands back in front of you, fingers pointing at each other, on. Remember, sinking, sinking, sinking. Sung, just a little bit right through this little space here. Right? And then we'll do that again. We'll come out, up over top to here. On, sinking, sinking, sinking. Through the middle, totally through. Again, swing it. We come over the top. This is the storing. We have to be up for us to be able to go down. And then on through the body. Swing. One more with on. Now, make your ball. We'll put those two together. G. At the end of G, float up, turn, and on. And through, or sum. Make your ball. G. At the end of G, let it float. Come back, on, and through. One more time. So again, we're doing little two-parters now. G, up, over, on, through. Now, turn your left foot a little in, change your weight to it, turn your right foot a little out, make your ball on this side, G, return. G, return. Now G to on. G, float. Bring the hands right in front of the chest, fingers facing each other, and sinking, 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 sinking. And then at the end of the sinking, sink a little more. Swing forward and up, over top, sing through the medium of your body like a stone falling through a pond, and then let it go through. One more, on by itself. Ah. Sum. Now make your ball. G to on. G. At the end of G, float. Turn. On. Down, down. And through. Make your ball. G. So we're stored, then we can issue. Now we gotta store again so we can issue. See. Loose. Then we gotta store so we can issue. And then we gotta store again so we can issue. Now, to finish all of that, bring your hands, pung. Turn the hands, Lu. Now, as you finish Lu over here, your weight should be out of your right leg, so then you get it parallel. Change your weight over into your right leg and make your ball. As you make your ball, turn your left foot out, and we're going to G that way. So now we're doing a 4-part challenge. G, let it float, up, over, storing, 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 on. So that was pung, lu, ji, an, sung. And then we're going to do it in the other order. So store up over here for pung. That flows right into lu. Then you got to set this foot, change sides, store the ball, turn the right foot out, G, float, over top, and on, and through. Now, as you come up, you turn a little to your left. We're storing, storing, storing to then go pung, lu, parallel feet, change sides, storing the ball for G, float, turn a little bit to center, and on, down, and through. Change the weight to the right leg, storing to now go punging to the left, luing back to the right, changing sides, getting ready with the ball, to go G to the right, float, store, and and soon. Let's do one more to each side. So this storing part is usually where people miss it, right? We finished here, we got to store up to then go throw the blanket, and then guide and slide it diagonally across. That's loop. And then we got to remember to change and store to then go G and release. Let this be like a cloud just floating, and then and now we got to prepare or store to throw the blanket. And then guide and slide it back and across. And then we got to change sides and store the ball. So change and store up that ball. Store. And then G, cloud floats. And parallel your feet. Rock a little bit back, open and lift. Rock forward, close. Rock back as if bringing something in the mouth, to the throat line, down the throat, to the belly. And then this fold and sink. Right. 2 more. So 3, the magic number to close. Ra. 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 Settle. Last. Ra. Settle. Clear. Turn. Wing, roll, fold. Final consolidation, settling. Ankles and feet open, knees open, hips loose, shoulders, elbows, wrists and hands. This is the Tai Chi hand. They call it the beautiful lady's hand. If you look at it, it has a really beautiful look to it when it's doing nothing. When we're not doing something funny, funky in the hand. It's just loose. There's just this little bit of space between each finger. The thumb and the index make what's called the tiger's mouth. Just allow that through line so that even though they're relaxed, they're not drooped and dead. There's aliveness without tension. Same thing in the elbows, shoulders. Try to not have that, have soft. And then seal the practice. Center of palm over the navel. Other hand stacked over that hand. 3 breaths here where you just do nothing at all. In through the nose. Out through the mouth or the nose. And Taoist bow. Makes that little. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you know where your chair is when you go to sit down, and if there are any thoughts or questions, feel free to unmute yourself, and we have maybe just a couple minutes before I got to run.